The power of the Antichrist. Are the churches not seeing? Have you ever stopped to think about the impact that the power of the Antichrist can have on your life and the institutions you trust? It's alarming to realize that many churches seem to turn a blind eye to a reality that is right in front of us. If you feel confused, distressed, or even lost in this sea of information, know that you are not alone. We all face moments when doubt creeps in. But there is hope. In this video, we will explore together how we can open our eyes to this hidden truth and find the strength needed to protect and guide ourselves through this spiritual crisis. Get ready for an awakening that could change everything. And now, let's move on to the first topic, but first, just check if you're subscribed to the channel because the upcoming videos will be a series of content that will help you improve your life. 1. The danger of worldly churches. Imagine a church, a place meant to be a refuge, a source of hope, where everyone who enters feels like they've found a spiritual home, a place to seek deeper answers, learn to forgive, and strengthen themselves emotionally. Now, imagine that in this same place, the prevailing message is that life with God guarantees material blessings and success, as if faith were simply a tool to unlock a series of earthly rewards. Instead of advice on how to endure life's trials with courage and peace of mind, or on becoming a more loving and compassionate person, we hear messages focused on how to have more and be more successful in this world. This approach transforms the church into a place where true spirituality is lost amid promises of material wealth, power, and prestige. Instead of finding support to become better versions of ourselves, what we find is an encouragement to shape our ambitions around worldly things. The experience of worshiping God and learning about spiritual purpose gets diluted in goals of prosperity and earthly rewards. Picture a leafy tree with deep, strong roots. It represents true faith, which remains steadfast even when the winds blow hard and the storms come. A tree with shallow roots may grow quickly, but at the slightest sign of difficulty, it breaks. Similarly, when a church places its message on what is superficial, it doesn't teach its members to be strong and resilient, it teaches them to seek easy results, which can create a faith that crumbles when expectations aren't met. This kind of worldly message can negatively affect the faithful, as it begins to foster a culture of comparison and ambition, where someone's level of faith is measured by what they can display materially. Those who don't achieve these things often feel diminished, questioning their faith, spirituality, and even their self-worth. In this endless pursuit of status and riches, the essence of true faith becomes diluted. The church should be a space of transformation, where God's word becomes a guide for our inner life, helping us to cultivate patience, gratitude, and love for others. In an environment focused only on what is immediate and worldly, the true calling of faith is lost. Faith ceases to be a path of inner growth and instead becomes a list of earthly desires. The true purpose of the church is to remind us that in a world where everything is fleeting, there is a treasure that does not rust or decay, the spiritual treasure that connects us to God and transforms our hearts. It should be a beacon, a light that illuminates the path to true peace, a peace that does not depend on what we own but on who we become. In a church swayed by worldly values, this beacon dims, leaving its followers in darkness, searching for fleeting happiness instead of eternal joy. Now imagine having access to a guide that goes beyond these superficial messages and helps you discover the essence of a solid, true faith. An e-book that shifts the focus away from the material and dives into what truly matters, helping you strengthen yourself spiritually and understand God's promises in a deep and lasting way. But be warned, this opportunity is limited. For only 24 hours, I'll make this e-book available, offering valuable guidance to strengthen your roots in authentic spirituality. And the best part, it will be available in the description and comments. Don't let this chance slip away, true spiritual transformation could be just a click away. This is your moment to invest in your faith and find the path to flourish amid life's storms. 2. The danger of following flawed leaders, Antichrist. The importance of leadership in a gaming context is undeniable. An effective leader can unite their team, articulate a clear vision, and create a collaborative environment that promotes effectiveness and innovation. When a leader fails, however, the consequences go beyond a simple lost game. They can reverberate in our lives, shaping our beliefs, values, and even our future. This is especially critical in times when we must be wary of leaders reminiscent of the Antichrist, who may appear charismatic but lead us astray. The dynamics of leadership in games. Let's consider a team sport, like soccer or basketball. A good captain not only knows the tactics but also understands each player's strengths and weaknesses. They communicate clearly, adjust strategies as needed, and keep morale high. Now, imagine a leader who refuses to listen, makes isolated decisions, or is solely concerned with their own stats. This type of leadership can quickly lead to misunderstandings and tactical failures, leaving players confused and demotivated. Frustration can build up, and the team may end up performing below its potential, akin to how followers of the Antichrist may find themselves led into chaos and despair. This scenario translates into real life. In work environments, for example, an ineffective leader can create an atmosphere of insecurity. Employees who don't feel heard or valued tend to withdraw, contribute less, and may even seek new opportunities outside the company. The lack of a leader who fosters a healthy environment can not only affect team morale but also lead to a significant drop in productivity, echoing the disillusionment that followers of the Antichrist might experience. Implications in social and political contexts. When we consider leadership in social and political contexts, the implications become even deeper. History is full of examples of leaders who, in the name of promises of progress, ended up creating divisions, injustices, and social crises. A charismatic leader may gain the people's trust, but if their intentions are self-serving or manipulative, the consequences can be devastating. Just as the Antichrist may rise to power, charming the masses, the erosion of civil rights and increased inequalities are just some of the repercussions of following leaders who aren't committed to the common good. A striking example is authoritarian leaders who use populist rhetoric to gain support. At first, they may seem like the voice of the people, promising change, but as they establish themselves in power, they often dismantle democratic institutions, restrict civil liberties, and manipulate public opinion. The consequences of this flawed leadership are evident in societies facing human rights crises and social injustices, often orchestrated by figures reminiscent of the Antichrist. The effect of a lack of ethics and integrity. A critical aspect of leadership is ethics. Leaders who lack integrity can create an environment where distrust becomes the norm. When leadership is marked by a lack of transparency and accountability, followers may feel disillusioned and alienated. This not only compromises the performance of a group or organization but also hinders individuals' personal and professional development, just as followers of the Antichrist may find their moral compasses distorted. The choices we make about who to follow can indeed influence our own values. If we find ourselves surrounded by leaders who don't practice what they preach, we may end up internalizing these ethical flaws. This can lead to a vicious cycle where lack of accountability becomes the norm, leading to more disillusionment and cynicism, mirroring the disarray sown by the Antichrist's deceptive charm. Cultivating critical thinking. Therefore, it's essential to develop critical thinking about the leaders we choose to follow. Key questions may include: is this leader accessible and open to dialogue? The ability to listen and consider diverse opinions is a key indicator of healthy leadership. What values does this leader represent? It's important that these values align with the principles we hold dear. Are the decisions made based on solid data and analysis, or are they impulsive? Critical thinking and careful planning are signs of responsible leadership. The role of positive leadership. In addition to being critical of external leadership, we can all become positive leaders in our own spheres of influence. This involves practicing skills such as empathy, effective communication, and the willingness to foster an inclusive environment. A positive leader not only inspires their team but is also dedicated to the continuous development of the individuals they lead, helping them reach their full potential, thus standing in stark contrast to the divisive nature of the Antichrist. A leader who values collaboration and creativity can transform team dynamics, fostering a space where everyone feels motivated to contribute. This leadership not only improves performance but also creates a sense of belonging and community, which the Antichrist seeks to undermine. Alright, let's move on to the next topic, but before we do, I noticed you haven't liked this video yet. It's really important so that YouTube keeps promoting our content, allowing us to keep helping you. So, leave a like on this video, it's free. Now, moving on. 3. The impact of words. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Lila, a natural storyteller who loved sharing her tales with friends. Her imagination was vast and vibrant, and she had a gift for turning simple moments into epic adventures. One sunny afternoon, gathered with her friends, Lila decided to tell a story about a dragon that terrorized a small village. With each word that left her lips, she painted vivid images of flames and frights, making her friends feel as if they were living the adventure alongside her. As the story unfolded, her friends' eyes sparkled with excitement, all except one. One of the boys, Miguel, was so captivated and scared by the tale that by the end, he was pale and uneasy. That night, Miguel tossed and turned, haunted by the images of the fierce dragon, unable to sleep. When Lila learned about this the next day, her heart filled with sadness. She had never imagined her stories could cause so much fear. Reflecting on the power of her words, Lila decided it was time to change her approach. Instead of using her gift to provoke fear, she wanted to use her verbal magic to bring joy and comfort. So, Lila began creating new stories, this time about friendly dragons that helped people and brought happiness to the village. In these tales, the dragons were guardians who protected children and planted magical flowers that made the village bloom. Lila's friends were enchanted by these new stories. Laughter and smiles filled the air as they imagined dragons playing in the clouds and befriending the villagers. Over time, Lila realized that the words she chose were powerful tools that could shape emotions and experiences. She began to understand that each story had the potential to affect listeners profoundly. It could bring laughter, tears, fear, or hope. Lila then decided that she would always choose her words carefully. She began to think about how she could use her creativity not only to entertain but also to inspire her friends. By telling stories of resilience, courage, and love, Lila saw her friends become more confident and hopeful. The words that once caused fear were now seeds of encouragement and happiness. As time passed, Lila became a true ambassador of empathy and respect. She learned the importance of considering the impact her words could have on those around her. When she told stories, Lila would ask herself, how will this make my friend feel? Will it brighten their day or leave them thoughtful? This new approach transformed her storytelling into an act of love. Lila's stories spread throughout the village, and it wasn't just her friends who gathered to hear her. Children from other villages also came to listen to the enchanting tales of the dragon who helped plant trees and brought peace. Lila didn't just tell stories, she became a mentor, encouraging other children to use their words constructively. At the end of her journey, Lila had learned not only about the power of words but also about the responsibility that comes with it. She understood that each word could touch someone's heart and that her stories could be a source of light in dark moments. Thus, Lila continued to tell her stories, always choosing words that could bring happiness and inspiration, knowing that their magic could change lives. Deep down, Lila understood that, although her stories might be fictional, the impact they had in real life was very real. She became a storyteller who spread hope and love, always reminding those around her that words, when used with care and kindness, can truly change the world. 4. The connection between emotions and words. The words we choose have a profound impact on our emotions and those of others. Each time we communicate, we have the opportunity to shape the emotional reality of a situation. The way we express our ideas, feelings, and thoughts can influence the atmosphere around us, creating a space of warmth and positivity or, conversely, one of tension and discomfort. The depth of the power of words. When we speak kindly and positively, our words can be a balm for those who hear us. A simple, "You did a great job," can be the encouragement someone needs to feel valued and motivated. On the other hand, harsh, critical words like, "that's terrible," or, "you never get anything right," can cause pain and leave emotional marks that may last a long time. This type of negative language not only affects a person's self-esteem but can also create a climate of insecurity and fear in a group or community. It's interesting to note that, often, the words we use reflect our emotional state. If we're stressed or irritated, our interactions are likely to be sharper. This connection between our emotional state and our communication makes developing self-awareness essential. By recognizing our own emotions, we can choose words that not only express how we feel but also respect and consider others' feelings. The importance of empathy. Empathy is a fundamental element in this connection between emotions and words. When we put ourselves in someone else's shoes, we can better understand how our words may affect their emotions. Imagine a friend is going through a tough time, maybe they've lost a job or are facing family problems. In this situation, an empathetic response might be, "I'm so sorry you're going through this. I'm here if you need someone to talk to." This choice of words shows not only that you care but that you're willing to support them in a moment of vulnerability. On the other hand, a hurried or insensitive response, like, "you should just try harder," might sound dismissive and ignore the other person's pain. Such words can intensify the loneliness and helplessness they may already feel. Through empathy, we learn to shape our words so they act as bridges of connection rather than barriers. Creating a positive environment. The way we express our emotions can transform the environment around us. In a workplace, for example, leaders who use positive and encouraging communication cultivate a culture of trust and collaboration. A leader who says, "I appreciate your contribution, you brought a valuable perspective to the team," not only validates a member's effort but also inspires others to speak up. This can create a cycle of positivity, where people feel more comfortable sharing ideas and collaborating, resulting in a more productive and innovative environment. In homes and relationships, the practice of expressing gratitude and appreciation, even for small things, can strengthen bonds. Phrases like, "I really appreciate what you did today," or "you brought light to my day," can create a safe space where everyone feels loved and valued. This type of communication not only improves family dynamics but also contributes to the mental well-being of all involved. The emotional cycle of words. This cycle between emotions and words is continuous. Our emotions influence the words we choose, and those words, in turn, shape the emotions of those who hear us. When we're conscious of our language, we can create a positive impact not only on ourselves but also on those around us. For example, if you're feeling anxious, choosing to communicate calmly and steadily, perhaps saying, "I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed, but I'm working on it," not only expresses your vulnerability but also demonstrates a mature approach. This honesty can inspire trust and encourage others to be open about their own challenges. Cultivating a positive vocabulary. To strengthen this connection, it's essential to cultivate a positive and constructive vocabulary. We can start paying attention to the words we use daily and look for ways to transform them. For instance, instead of saying, "I can't do this," we can rephrase it to, "I'm learning to do this and haven't mastered it yet." This shift in perspective not only changes our emotional state but also communicates a growth mindset. Additionally, practicing gratitude can help reprogram our thinking. Expressing something we're grateful for each day helps us focus on the good things in life, and by communicating them, we spread this positive energy. Simple phrases like, "Today, I'm grateful for the support I received from a friend," not only reflect a positive attitude but also can inspire others to adopt the same mindset. Have you ever stopped to think about how the words we choose can change the tone of a conversation or even someone's day? Sparkles in this video, I'll explain how the connection between emotions and words can transform our environment and relationships. I want to know, what words have impacted you positively or negatively? Leave your comment below, and I'll answer your questions on how we can use this connection to our advantage. 5. How to overcome challenges and grow from them. Once upon a time, there was a little frog named Tobias who lived in a pond surrounded by colorful flowers and tall trees that swayed gently in the breeze. The environment was enchanting, and while Tobias loved exploring every corner of the pond, one challenge made him uneasy. A huge rock blocked the path to the most beautiful part of the pond, where the waters were so clear they reflected the blue sky like a mirror. The challenge of the rock. Every day, Tobias would sit at the edge of the rock, staring at its rough, imposing surface. He watched other frogs easily hop over it, leaping to the other side with joy-filled smiles. Yet, Tobias believed he'd never be able to do the same. Insecurity gripped him, and though he dreamed of reaching that magical part of the pond, the fear of failure paralyzed him. The meeting with the owl. One day, as Tobias was lost in his thoughts, a wise owl named Olivia landed beside him. With a gentle gaze, she said, "Tobias, every challenge we face is an opportunity to learn and grow. You just have to try." Those words touched Tobias in an unexpected way. He realized he was letting fear keep him from pursuing something he truly wanted. The decision to try. Inspired by Olivia's wisdom, Tobias decided he would no longer give up. With renewed determination, he began training every day. At first, his jumps were small and barely reached the base of the rock. He fell frequently, tripping over his own feet, but instead of becoming discouraged, Tobias got up and tried again. He took deep breaths, focused on the rock, and remembered Olivia's words. The power of persistence. Tobias's persistence was admirable. He set a routine. He jumped in the morning, in the afternoon, and even at night, when the stars shone in the sky. With each attempt, he grew a little stronger. Sometimes, he wondered if he'd actually make it, but deep down, the hope and desire to reach the other side of the rock kept him going. As days passed, Tobias began to notice changes. He was jumping higher than before, feeling more confident with each leap. The falls still happened, but he no longer saw them as failures, rather as steps in the learning process. Each fall is a chance to rise stronger, he thought. The big achievement. Finally, on a bright, sunny day, Tobias felt a wave of courage as he prepared for the most important jump of his life. He took a deep breath, visualized the other side of the rock, and leaped. Time seemed to slow down as he jumped, and, to his joy, he made it. The sense of freedom and triumph as he crossed the rock was indescribable. When his feet touched the ground on the other side, a surge of happiness filled his heart. Tobias looked around and saw the most beautiful part of the pond he had always wanted to visit. The waters sparkled in the sunlight, and his friends were there, ready to celebrate this monumental achievement. The value of overcoming. The experience taught Tobias that challenges, no matter how daunting they may seem, are valuable opportunities for growth. He remembered Olivia's words and realized that each difficulty is a chance to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. With a new understanding of himself, Tobias felt excited to face other challenges life might hold. Sharing the wisdom. From that day on, Tobias not only became an example of perseverance for his friends, but he also began to share the wisdom he had gained. He encouraged other frogs to face their own challenges, always reminding them that everyone's journey is unique and that each leap, even if it fails, is a step toward success. Tobias learned that with courage and persistence, we can transform our fears into achievements. Life is full of obstacles, but each one can be overcome with determination and the willingness to try again. And so, he never forgot that true growth comes not from the absence of challenges, but from how we choose to face them. 6. The importance of friendship and teamwork. Friendship is like a superpower, a special bond that transforms ordinary experiences into unforgettable adventures. Having friends by your side means you can face challenges in a lighter, more fun way, sharing laughs and victories. Let's dive deeper into this idea, illustrating how friendship and teamwork are fundamental in various situations. The ball game, a metaphor for teamwork. Imagine a sunny day when you and your friends gather to play soccer on a vibrant field, filled with flowers and trees. The excitement is palpable. Now, think about how the game unfolds. If a single player tries to control the ball, dribble past opponents, and score alone, the task becomes monumental and stressful. The pressure and expectations can be overwhelming, and the chances of success decrease. On the other hand, when all friends spring into action, each playing a role, one positions themselves to receive the pass, another runs to defend, and another scores, the game transforms into a harmonious dance. Passes flow, moves intertwine, and the fun increases exponentially. Every time the ball is passed, there's a sense of camaraderie and support, which extends beyond sports to all areas of life. The magic of active listening. Working as a team also means listening to and valuing others' ideas. In a game, a friend might have a brilliant strategy you hadn't considered. Perhaps they suggest a new positioning to surprise opponents or a play that maximizes everyone's skills. This active listening is crucial, as it turns simple exchanges into enriching dialogues. When friends gather to discuss strategies before a game, each brings a unique perspective. This diversity not only improves performance on the field but also enriches friendships. Learning to listen is a valuable skill that translates into mutual respect and understanding, strengthening the bonds among friends. Collaboration that transforms tasks into fun. Moreover, friendship and collaboration make any task seem lighter and more enjoyable. Imagine you and your friends are working on a school project. If each person takes on a part, research, presentation, design, the workload is shared, and the final result is much more impressive than if each worked alone. For example, one friend who's great at writing can handle the text, while another who loves drawing can create illustrations. Together, they form a powerful team. This unity not only produces high-quality work but also strengthens the sense of belonging. Working in a group turns what could be a tedious task into an opportunity for shared learning and growth. Commitment and responsibility. Teamwork also teaches valuable lessons about commitment and responsibility. When you commit to helping a friend with a project, it implies that each of you has a role in the group's success. This shared responsibility creates an environment of trust and collaboration. During the process, you also learn to face challenges together. Not everything always goes as planned. A team member might struggle to complete their part, and it's in these moments that the team needs to come together even more. This resilience and adaptability are skills that extend beyond projects and apply to various life situations. Celebrating successes together. When work is done together, each small achievement is celebrated. Scoring a goal in the game, finishing a school project, or simply completing a task together brings a unique satisfaction. The feeling that each person contributed to the group's success strengthens friendships and creates memories that will last forever. These celebrations aren't just about results but about the shared journey. The laughs, the mistakes made, the strategies discussed, and the mutual support during tough times become part of the story that each person carries. The lasting impact of friendship. Remember, when you have friends by your side, you can achieve great things and enjoy life to the fullest. Friendship is a source of unconditional support, where every victory is celebrated, and every challenge is faced together. Along the way, you discover that true wealth lies in the connections you make and the experiences you share. When we look at life through the lens of friendship and teamwork, we realize that challenges are easier to face, and joys are multiplied. Together, friends can go further, overcome obstacles, and find that the path is always more beautiful when shared. So, value your friendships and celebrate every moment with them. With friends, everything becomes possible. 7. The magic of gratitude. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Leo, a spirited and joyful kid who loved to play and run in the park. The park was his favorite place, filled with lush trees, colorful flowers, and the laughter of other children. However, despite all this charm, Leo sometimes forgot to appreciate the little things that made his life so special. The encounter with the bird. One afternoon, while Leo was running in circles, he spotted a little bird perched on a high branch of a tree. The bird was singing a sweet and cheerful melody, and its feathers shimmered in the sunlight. Intrigued by the bird's happiness, Leo stopped to watch. Why is this bird so joyful? He wondered. Filled with curiosity, he decided to ask the bird. With a flutter of feathers, the bird looked at Leo and replied, "I always give thanks for every day that I can fly and sing. Gratitude makes my heart lighter and happier." The bird's words resonated in Leo's mind, awakening something profound within him. Leo's reflection. That night, as he prepared for bed, Leo couldn't shake off the bird's teachings. He sat down at his desk and picked up a notebook he used for drawing. With a pen in hand, he decided to start writing. What began as a simple exercise turned into a powerful reflection. Leo began to list everything he was grateful for. My family, who always supports me. My friends, who make me laugh. My favorite toy, which entertains me. And even the simple moments, like a sunny day. With each word he wrote, Leo felt his heart fill with an indescribable joy. He realized that by valuing these little things, his life became much more special and meaningful. The transformation through gratitude. As days passed, Leo committed to finding a moment every day to express his gratitude. He started waking up in the morning and, before getting out of bed, thought of 3 things he was grateful for. It could be something simple, like the smell of the coffee his mom made or the sunlight streaming through the window. This simple practice began to transform his days. Leo also started sharing his gratitude with others. He said "thank you" to his mom when she made his breakfast, and he praised his friends for always being by his side. What had once been a forgotten habit was now becoming part of his routine. He noticed that gratitude not only increased his happiness but also spread to the people around him. His friends and family began to express gratitude more as well, creating an atmosphere of joy and positivity. The discovery of the power of gratitude. Over time, Leo realized that gratitude was like magic that illuminated everything around him. He began to notice more beauty in the little things, the vibrant colors of the flowers in the park, the sound of flowing water in a stream, and even the smile of a stranger. Each detail became a reason to smile. Leo also faced tough days, like all of us do. In moments of sadness or frustration, he remembered the bird and the lessons he had learned. Instead of letting himself be downcast, Leo sought something to be grateful for, and that gave him the strength to overcome challenges. He learned that even in the most complicated situations, there was always something to be valued. The connection with others. Leo's gratitude also began to strengthen his connections with others. He realized that by expressing his feelings of gratitude, people felt closer to him. He made it a point to write thank you notes, praising the qualities of his friends and family. These small gestures generated big smiles and strengthened their bonds. One day, Leo decided to organize a picnic with his friends in the park. He wanted to celebrate the friendship and gratitude he felt. During the picnic, he asked everyone to share something they were grateful for. The stories that emerged were heartwarming and filled with joy, showing how gratitude united everyone present. The joy that transforms. Since that day when Leo learned about the magic of gratitude, his life transformed. He realized that gratitude was not just a practice but a lifestyle that brought more joy and color to his everyday life. With every moment of gratitude, he felt more connected to himself and the world around him. Thus, Leo learned that when we are grateful, our lives fill with colors and happiness. Gratitude became a light that illuminated his days, and he never forgot the lesson from the bird. From then on, he committed to living each day with a grateful heart, always ready to appreciate the small wonders life had to offer. And so, the magic of gratitude continued to transform his world, making each moment more special. 8. The power of patience. In a small and quiet village, surrounded by green fields and colorful flowers, lived a young boy named Sam. He was a dreamy boy, with bright eyes and a fertile imagination. Sam always dreamed of having a beautiful fruit tree in his backyard, where he could pick fresh, juicy fruits to share with his friends. He imagined himself surrounded by laughter as he savored the apples, telling stories and creating memories. The beginning of the journey. One morning, Sam decided it was time to make his dream come true. With the help of his mother, he planted an apple seed in a small patch of soil in his backyard. He was beaming with happiness, eager to see the tree grow and bear fruit. Every day, he dedicated himself to watering the seed, carefully tending to the soil, weeding, and talking to the plant as if it were a friend. With each drop of water he poured, his hope grew. However, after a week of care, Sam began to feel frustrated. Looking at the dry soil and the still invisible seed, he wondered, why isn't this tree growing? I want apples now. Impatience began to take hold of him. He didn't understand that every plant has its own time to grow, and that nature doesn't hurry. The frustration and the temptation to give up. In his eagerness, Sam thought about giving up. He even tried to pull the seed up to see if it was working, but, of course, that didn't help at all. What should have been an act of care became an expression of his frustration. The seed was hidden, working underground, but Sam couldn't see the progress happening beneath the surface. Observing Sam's agitation, a wise old man from the village, known for his stories and advice, approached him. With a serene smile, he said, "My young friend, the best things take time. Patience is like magic that transforms a seed into a tree full of fruit. If you take care of it and wait, it will be rewarding." The old man's wisdom. The old man's words resonated with Sam. He began to reflect on what the man had said. He realized that often, good things don't appear right away. Sam decided to give his seed one more chance. He went back to watering it lovingly, without trying to rush the process. As the weeks passed, something magical began to happen. A small green shoot started to emerge from the soil, like a promise that the tree was indeed forming. Sam was beaming with happiness. He realized that every drop of water and every minute of patience were finally bearing fruit, even if still not visible. The growth and learning. Months went by, and Sam continued to care for his little plant with love and dedication. He learned to be patient, watching the plant grow slowly. With each new leaf that sprouted, his heart filled with joy. He remembered the old man's words and, at the same time, understood that he was cultivating something more than just a tree, he was cultivating patience within himself. Finally, after a year of care, his fruit tree was full of juicy, shiny apples. Sam could hardly contain his excitement. He harvested the fruits carefully, admiring each one. When he finally shared the apples with his friends, joy spread all around. Laughter and smiles lit up the day, and everyone marveled at the sweetness of the fruits Sam had cultivated. The value of patience. In that moment, Sam realized that the true reward was not just in the apples, but in the entire process that led him there. He had learned that by being patient and caring for his plant, he not only gained a tree full of fruits but also the understanding that some things in life require time and dedication. Patience was not just waiting, but learning to appreciate what truly matters. From that day on, Sam carried the lesson of the power of patience in his heart. He understood that life, just like a tree, needs time to blossom. And whenever he looked at his apple-laden tree, he remembered that the best fruits are those that are cultivated with love and waiting. And so, the magic of patience became an essential part of Sam's life, guiding him in all his future adventures. Well, we've reached the end of the video, but before we go, I've got a related video linked above that I'm sure will help you even more with your challenges. Thank you for watching until now. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue receiving content. See you in the next video.